The Clippers are entering a completely new era, and their 2026-27 roster could surprise the entire NBA. From explosive scoring to intriguing young talent, we're breaking down every player, grading the projected starting five, and revealing whether Los Angeles Clippers is truly ready to contend in this season. As we continue to move forward in the video, we're seeing the names, the positions, and the individual grades. But here's where things get more interesting. A roster can look impressive on paper and still struggle to become a great basketball team. For the Clippers, the real story is not simply how much talent they have, but how effectively that talent can work together. One of the biggest strengths of this group is versatility. There are players who can create their own offense, players who can space the floor, players who can defend multiple positions, and big men who can provide size and experience. That gives the coaching staff flexibility, which becomes extremely valuable over an 82-game season. But versatility also creates a challenge. Someone has to establish a clear hierarchy. Every player cannot have the ball whenever they want, and every player cannot play the same role. Successful teams understand their responsibilities. The best scorers know when to attack, secondary players know when to move the ball, and role players understand that making the right play can be just as important as scoring. That is where chemistry becomes critical. A team can have talented individuals and still lack cohesion. The Clippers will need to develop trust on both ends of the floor. Offensively, that means recognizing where teammates want the ball, making the extra pass, setting effective screens, and creating opportunities without forcing difficult shots. Defensively, it means communicating, rotating quickly, helping one another, and finishing possessions with rebounds. Another fascinating element is the balance between experience and youth. Veteran players can provide stability, composure, and knowledge of how to handle difficult stretches during a long season. Younger players, meanwhile, bring energy, athleticism, and the potential to improve rapidly. If those two groups complement each other rather than compete for influence, the Clippers could have a very interesting foundation. And remember, the regular season is a completely different challenge from preseason expectations. Teams will face injuries, shooting slumps, difficult road trips, defensive adjustments, and opponents that expose weaknesses. The teams that survive those moments are usually the ones with the clearest identity. For the Clippers, that identity could ultimately be built around discipline and adaptability. They don't necessarily need to dominate every game. They need to become difficult to play against consistently. If the offense remains efficient, the defense stays connected, the rotation develops chemistry, and the younger players take meaningful steps forward, the ceiling of this roster becomes much more intriguing. And that's why the upcoming season could be so important. This isn't just about evaluating individual players anymore. It's about discovering whether all these pieces can become something bigger than the sum of their parts. Because when the games become competitive, talent gets you into the conversation, but execution, chemistry, discipline, and consistency determine how far you actually go. We've seen the depth, the new faces, and the pieces that could shape this Clippers team. But now comes the biggest question: who actually gets the call when the opening tip arrives? Let's break down the projected starting five and grade each player's fit. And that wraps up our complete breakdown of the Clippers' projected 2026-27 roster and starting five grades. Now it's your turn. What grade would you give this team? And can they surprise the NBA this season? Drop your prediction in the comments. If you enjoyed the analysis, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Your support helps the channel grow, and more NBA roster breakdowns, trades, rankings, and analysis are coming your way. Thanks for watching.